Okay. So yesterday I had written the hierarchy, and in the hierarchy we will just go on defining each one of these. First is biosphere. The word biosphere is a system of two words. Bio means life, sphere means circle. That is the ball-like structure. That is the spherical structure. A spherical structure which contains life is called biosphere. Luckily, till date, we know that only Earth contains life. Life is only available on Earth. So biosphere means the entire Earth and no other place in the entire universe. The day we will come to know that there are some other places where the life is existing, we will include them also in biosphere. Today, biosphere means Earth. The biosphere is divided into three biomes. The biomes are the hydrosphere, lithosphere, and atmosphere. Now, biosphere is such a large unit, you cannot study them all together. And the type of condition which is prevailing in one type of place is not available in the other. One type of animal or plant which is found in one place is not available in another. That means the conditions are different. So the biotic and abiotic factors are also different. So to study them well, what we have done, we have divided them into the three bigger zones, that is on the basis of their physical condition. If it has water, hydrosphere; if it is land, lithosphere; if it is air, atmosphere. Now again, that the hydrosphere itself is such a big unit. There are different kind of water bodies. There are seas, there are ponds, lakes, streams, well, or what you call huge streams are there, and the backwater is there. So many different kind of water sources are there. So we are not able to study them all together in the form of biomes. There was a need of dividing them further into smaller units, that is called ecosystem. And in fact, in this class we are going to study about ecosystem only. We are going to study about ecosystem only. What is ecosystem? How will you define ecosystem? Is a self-sustaining, energy-driven, system of living and non-living factors. It is a self-sustaining, energy-driven system. We have to understand it. What does it mean? ये तो बहुत ही कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वर्ड है, इसके अंदर तो बहुत सारे मायने होते हैं. क्या है? देखिए, सबसे पहला है सेल्फ सस्टेनिंग. सेल्फ सस्टेनिंग नरेंद्र मोदी जी का आत्मनिर्भर भारत, वो मैनकाइंड फार्मा का ऐड आता है, चिल्ला के आत्मनिर्भर हम. ये आत्मनिर्भर है. इफ सपोज दिस इज द पॉन्ड, शहर के बीच में हमारा कौन सा पॉन्ड है? KSC, किशोर सागर तालाब. All the organisms which are living in the Kishore Sagar Talab are getting all their requirement from there itself. They need not to come out. And from ages they are there. The water hyacinth will not come on the land in order to search carbon dioxide or oxygen. The fish will not come out on the bank of a pond to get its requirement. Okay? So all the organisms which are there, they are self-sustaining there. And from ages it is going on. If you look at a forest, suppose this is a forest. Human को पता नहीं रहता. इंसान गया और कबाड़ा हुआ. Eliminate human being. And you see the system work in a perfect harmony from ages. the system where human has gone. पहले सेल्फी खिंचाने जाएगा, पिकनिक मनाने जाएगा. Then slowly he will think, yeah, what a good if I stay here. Then he will try to buy land. Then he will cut down the trees. Then to reach up to there, he will make road. Then to get all the other requirements, so water tank बनाएगा, pond बनाएगा, ये कराएगा, and slowly gone. You will, after some years, you will not find the forest anymore. So human is the villain of the environment, and that is why we are studying what we have done. Look what we have done to nature. Only we have done. I was telling yesterday that is the slowest animal, earthworm, also does not require any automobile, any vehicle. We will run much faster. Yet to go a smallest distance, a nearby shop also will take a motorcycle, and will happily pollute the environment and will not worry about it. So human being is the villain, and that is why we are finding a need of the study of this chapter. Otherwise, whatever organs are there, they live happily in a perfect balance. They are self-sustaining. They do not require anything from outside. No water, no salt, no mineral, no food, no nothing. कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए उनको बाहर से. Whatever is their requirement, that is fulfilled within that self. If it is a forest, you are not going to sow it, you are not going to plow it, you are not going to control the pest, not spreading pesticide, you are not even removing or planting trees, and you are not taking any care of it, you are not putting fertilizer or manure, yet forest is maintaining up to its climax. So that is what the self-sustaining is. What Narendra Modi wanted to say, Atmanirbhar. That is what today for the smallest thing, for a mobile we have to look towards China. बाकियों के मोबाइल महंगे. Yesterday I went to buy a mobile. He asked me what is the range. I said 8,000. वो ऐसे मोबाइल दिखा रहे हैं मेरे को 8,000. As if 8,000 का कोई वैल्यू. फिर मैंने कहा अच्छा इससे बढ़ाओ रेंज और बढ़ाओ. To get a good mobile you have to pay 15,000 to 16,000, and none of them are made in India. Made in India एक ही मोबाइल दिखा है उसने. Why such a huge country like India is not able to make? Because when things are available, अब जिसको चलना उड़ना आता है वो चलने की तैयारी कौन करेगा? जिसको फ्री में आपसे बाहर से चीज़ें मिल रही है अपने फैक्ट्री क्यों लगा? वो वाली बात. So we are not self-sustaining, and now we are thinking. When China started doing something, then we thought, if today they are starting doing this, tomorrow they will do something else. All our mobile system are working on the Chinese equipment. Tomorrow they will jam our mobile services. Then how will we be able to convey the messages? If we are buying aeroplane from France and tomorrow we think that हम फ्रांस के ऊपर ही अटैक करें, ऐसी बेवकूफ़ तो वो नहीं होगा जो रफेल बना रहा हो. वो रफेल के अंदर they must have put some equipment, so no sooner you take that direction and approaching towards France, आपका प्लेन जैम हो जाने वाला है, गिर जाने वाला है, वो आप उस पर अटैक नहीं कर पाएंगे. चाइना ने नहीं किया, they also must have. So that is why we need a self-sustaining environment for our country. But nature was already self-sustaining. The pond fishes were not coming out in search of food. However, there are some crocodiles which were going. वहाँ पे कोई बफेलो आ गया, कोई काऊ आया, कोई गोट आया पानी के लिए, crocodile used to pull them in water. So at the same time, there are some other animals who are also going into the ponds to get their food, to fetch their food. Some eagles and other birds, they used to take the fish away. At the same time, some birds or some other animals used to come out of. So that is another issue. But मेरा कहने का मतलब है, an ecosystem is always self-sustaining. It is always balanced. It is self-reliant. उसको कोई भी चीज़ की बाहर से जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. There is no external agency to control it. If you remember, every year we used to have rain in the school. अभी तो इस साल आप आए भी नहीं और अभी पानी भरा भी नहीं है. but when you used to see, water used to fill in the football ground here, and then we used to see small frogs, and the frog here, frog there, then lot of dragonflies and lot of other insects. The number used to increase like anything. Do we feel any need of killing or controlling the number of frogs or the insects or the other kind of organisms? No. They are automatically controlled. When the number of insect increases, the predator also increases. They start eating them. As the number of insect decreases, the predator also dies because of the number. So there is a balance, and this is the balance going on in the ecosystem. Ecosystem is always balanced. बाहर से क्या चीज की जरूरत है इसको? Energy. All the ecosystem runs based on energy. And energy कहाँ से आ रही है? Sun is the ultimate source of energy. Sun rays are coming into the pond, and the aquatic plants are there which are converting, photosynthesizing, and they are making food, and the food is being used by the other organ, and when they die, these substances are again reduced and they are back recycled and used again. So बाहर से केवल और केवल एक चीज की जरूरत है. Since some water goes out in the evaporation, some water comes back by the rain. Some oxygen given out by the plant, at the same time some oxygen dissolved when the water moves. ठीक है? So उसको बाहर से कुछ भी नहीं लेना पड़ता. वो आदान प्रदान जो भी हो रहा है, that is self-sustaining. You need not to go there. You need not to interfere their business. And कौन चाहिए इसके अंदर? The living and non-living both. An environment without living being cannot sustain like this. An environment without non-living thing, living cannot survive without non-living. Can you survive without non-living thing like oxygen or carbon dioxide or temperature or sunlight or water or minerals or some other thing? ठीक है, आपको मिनरल्स नहीं चाहिए होंगे घड़ी बनाने के लिए, सोने की चेन पहनने के लिए. Those minerals you require, but there are several minerals you require in your body. You require iron, you require calcium, you require salt, that is sodium, you require potassium, you require chloride and all. तो वो तो चीज़ें आपको लेनी पड़ेगी. So non-living things are always required. The living and non-living both things are required, and there is a harmony, there is a balance between them. So ecosystem is the most important thing. Eco means environment, system means the harmony between two things, or harmony. तो वो harmony किसके बीच में? Between living and non. Okay, so this is what the ecosystem is. Next to ecosystem is community. Community alone cannot survive. Community is the number of species of the number of individuals of the different species. But definitely without non-living thing they cannot survive. Ecosystem is the only unit which has got the living and non-living. Community is the only life, and life cannot survive without non-living. So you cannot imagine the community surviving its own. You cannot even imagine the population surviving of its own. Population will also require many other things. If cows are there, can cows alone survive? What they need? They need grass. They need fodder. They need oil seeds. They need many other type of things. So if it is a population of only cow, how will they survive? A cow cannot eat other cow and survive. Even if human beings are there, the one human cannot eat other human being and survive. So ये एक population अकेली नहीं survive कर सकते. Number of other population alone cannot survive. They require non-living thing. Ecosystem is the only unit which is self-sustaining. So we have to put our stress on this unit. And what is the role of human being? Human being ने इसको कबाड़ा कर दिया. We have destroyed the harmony of the ecosystem. Wherever you go, and I given you example yesterday. Which work of ours was friendly to the environment? We say number of things पर लिखा रहता है environment friendly. Can you say that the BS6 automobiles are environment friendly? Or can you say that the battery operated cars will be environment friendly? You may say, but it is not so. To make a battery operated car, you require plastics, you require metals, you require several sources of energy, you produce so much of carbon dioxide, you have destroyed and produced so much of roughage, so much of wastage and all. So final good can be environment friendly up to a certain extent. because it has still got battery, and battery may be nickel cadmium battery or lead acid battery or some other type of battery, क्या कहते हैं वहाँ lithium cells जो whatever, but they are also not environment friendly. तो ये हमारा कदमा है, हम कहेंगे उसके कंपैरिजन में ये ज़्यादा अच्छा है. Tomorrow when all the cars will start running on the electricity, will come to know it is producing more hazardous substances than the petroleum. Because mercury, lead, cadmium, these are not substances which can be simply released. And India है ये यहाँ पे तो चीज़ें बैटरी मोबाइल खराब होता है बैटरी फेंक देते हैं हम निकाल. Whereas when we buy a new mobile, it is written clearly on that when this system spoils, you have to degrade safely. You have to return it back to some of the safe agency which will recycle it. But who cares? Every cell it is written, rechargeable cell it is written. Who cares? Your cell doesn't work, you simply throw it. ठीक है. So tomorrow those vehicle will come, though it will be written there, मोटे अक्षरों में environment friendly, it doesn't cause carbon monoxide, it is this and that and all. But that is our view. होता तो क्या कि हम पूरे जंगल में रह रहे होते, which is not possible. Because we have come ahead so much in technology that tomorrow it is very difficult for us to go back to the earlier time. तो वो तो हो नहीं सकता. अब हम एक कंपैरेटिव एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं कि इससे ये अच्छा है, BS4 से BS6 अच्छा है, BS6 से इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स अच्छी है, इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स के बाद में कुछ और आएगा वो अच्छा रहेगा, सोलर आ जाएगा या कुछ और आ जाएगा. सबसे अच्छा तो ये रहता है कि हम अपने पैरों से ही चलते हैं एंड वी वुड हैव नॉट कॉल एनी कॉलेज. बट इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल because in city the houses are so far, workplace is somewhere else. You are taken out somewhere close to the workplace. Tomorrow your workplace will shift to some other place, or you are shifted your job to somewhere in other place, but till there you have to go and all. So lifestyle is such, and that is why willingly or unwillingly we are causing damage to the environment. तो ecosystem तक ही हमको पढ़ना है, इसके बाद हम नहीं पढ़ेंगे because they are not in the course. तो our actually aim और environment बोलते हैं तो हम क्या पढ़ रहे हैं? We are studying ecosystem. When we are talking about the environment, what we are studying ecosystem. Okay. Now I just explained here that ecosystem has two type of factors. Ecosystem has two types of factors. Abiotic, that is the non-living, and biotic. Let us see what is the need of these things. What is the need of abiotic things? Or rather, what are the abiotic factors? अगर ये एक pond हो, ecosystem of pond, किशोर सागर, तालाब. What are the abiotic conditions required there? We require abiotic condition. Aquatic का है तो पानी चाहिए ही होगा. अब पानी में क्या है? Depth of the water. That will decide that what type of organisms are there. ठीक है? Whether the water is flowing or stagnant, ये decide करेगा कि कौन से type के organisms मिलेंगे वहाँ पे. The light penetration, कितने गहराई तक पानी जा रही है, लाइट जा रही है, वो डिसाइड करेगा. डेप्थ ऑफ द बॉडी से डिसाइड होगा. वहाँ नीचे तक अगर लाइट नहीं जा रही तो यू कैन नॉट हैव रूटेड ट्रांसफर. इट्स क्वाइट ऑब्वियस इफ द वाटर बॉडी इज डीप लाइक आवर प्रोडक्ट किशोर सागर तालाब इज वेरी डीप, लाइट विल नॉट पेनिट्रेट अप टू द बॉटम. लाइट कैन नॉट पेनिट्रेट मोर देन 10 मीटर्स. तो वहाँ तक लाइट नहीं जाएगी तो वहाँ फोटोसिंथेसिस कैसे होगा? नहीं तो फोटोसिंथेसिस इज नॉट देयर. व्हाट हाउ प्लांट्स विल बी देयर? द प्लांट्स आर नॉट देयर, हाउ द एनिमल्स विल बी देयर? So they will have a different type of plant, that is the floating plants. Okay, so light is important, then oxygen and carbon dioxide is important, then minerals present in the water is important, then that salinity is important. पानी खारा है, मीठा है, कितना नमक है, salinity, the turbidity, PURBIDITY, कितना पानी साफ है, गंदा है, ठीक है. pH of the water, whether the water is acidic or alkaline. So many different type of factors are there. the pressure, as you will go deep in the water body, the pressure increases. Only certain kind of animals can survive at such high pressure. ठीक है? तो for surviving the different type of condition, they require special adaptation. So these are some of the factors which will decide that what type of animals and what type of plants will find it. The pH of water, the water's availability, that is the water है ये कितना गहराई तक है, वो flowing water है कि stagnant water है, रुका हुआ पानी है, उसमें light कितनी गहराई तक जाती है, how much oxygen is dissolved, how much carbon dioxide is dissolved, that is again what kind of minerals are available there, what is the salinity, whether the water is too salty or whether the water is fresh water, that is less amount of salt, and turbidity of water, that is how dirty the water is. There are some water bodies which are very dirty, so the light penetration will decrease. The animals will not be able to survive there because their respiratory systems will be choked. Their eyes will not be able to see in such dirt, and they will be easily caught by some predators. So there are number of things. ये सारे abiotic factors हैं. किसके हैं? Water body के, pond के. Biotic क्या होंगे pond में? What type of biotic factors will you see in the pond? You will find certain type of algae, certain type of floating plants, even rooted plants can be there. किनारे किनारे पे जहाँ पे गहराई कम होती है, there you will get rooted plants. Then you will get several kinds of insects, many kinds of amphibians. You get different kinds of fishes, crocodiles, and number of them. अब अगर मैं इनको बताऊं तो देखिए आपको कैसे कैटेगराइज कर सकते हैं. ये सब के सब कौन है? ये प्लांट्स है, एंड प्लांट्स आर कैटेगराइज इनटू प्रोड्यूसर्स. यहाँ से यहाँ पे क्या है? दे आर एनिमल्स. दे आर कैटेगराइज इन कंज्यूमर्स. And there is a third category of organisms which are often invisible. You cannot see them by naked eye, but they are there, and they are called decomposers. So decomposers की category आएंगी algae, fungi, bacteria. तो इनको हम कहेंगे decomposers. So just by taking an example of a pond ecosystem, we understood that there are two kind of factors required for the sustenance of a healthy ecosystem, and these are the abiotic factor and the biotic factor. Abiotic factor and the biotic factor. It is the abiotic factor which will ultimately decide or define that what type of biotic factors will be there. Just take one example. If the water is saline, will you get the same type of fish there? Can you bring some of the sea fish and put it in the pond? Will they survive? Definitely no. Can you take some of the fish from your aquarium and put it into the saltwater lake of Rajasthan? What is the name? Saltwater lake of Rajasthan? I am not getting it. आ जाएगा याद. तो ये सॉल्ट वाटर लेक में डाल देंगे तो सर्वाइव कर जाएगी क्या? नहीं करेगी. वाई? बिकॉज द काइंड ऑफ एनवायरमेंट रिक्वायर्ड फॉर एवरी ऑर्गेनिज्म टू सर्वाइव आर डिफरेंट. वी ह्यूमन बीइंग, we are comfortably survive somewhere between 15 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. अगर हम आज के लाइफस्टाइल में नहीं होते. In today's lifestyle, we can't survive because we have got habitual to live in ACs, because we are habitual to live in with the cozy heaters and the warm clothes and all. But if you see the poor people who are living on the roadside, they are easily survive. Human body can easily range between 15 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. इसके ऊपर हमको दिक्कत आ सकती है, इसके नीचे आ सकती है. But what human do? Artificially adapt. आर्टिफिशियली उसने एनवायरनमेंट को चेंज कर लिया होता है और वो सर्वाइव कर रहा होता है उन जगहों पे भी वेयर where it is difficult for them to survive. Okay, so these are the various things which you have to keep in mind. मैंने आपको आज जो है ecosystem के definition दिया, that is what an ecosystem is, what is meant by the self-sustaining, what is meant by the energy-driven, and why, what driving factors are there, and taking one example we have done. And we are able to study that what are the three types of biotic factors, the categories of three biotic factors. That is the producers, consumers, and decomposers. These are not new to you. You know about producers, consumers, and decomposers from many years, and we have studied about them in the earlier classes also. Thank you, children. That's all for today.